there, my beautiful friends. If this is your first time to my channel, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Emily, and today we are going to be talking all about duochromes. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. So if you are not new to my channel, then chances are you are probably aware that I am obsessed with duochrome highlighters and duochrome eyeshadows. I have a pretty big collection of duochromes that I just wanted to show you guys some of my absolute favorite duochrome highlighters and some of my favorite duochrome eyeshadows. This has been requested from me for actually kind of a while, and I've been actually planning on doing this for a while. So after a few weeks of procrastination, I am finally getting around to it, and I have a lot of duochromes to show you guys, so let's go ahead and jump right on in. So all of the duochrome shadows and highlights that I wanted to show you guys are housed in this baby right here. This is a Z palette from Colourpop, but as you can see, the actual Colourpop logo itself has been blinged out, and this is something that one of my subscribers actually sent me, and I think this is so freaking cute. So thank you so much, Debbie. This is so adorable, and I love that she took the time to put this little detailed Colourpop logo on it because it just makes it look so much fancier and so much cuter. And do you notice how clean this is? I mean, I don't know how she kept it so clean, because the other one that I have that is the same exact Z palette from Colourpop is covered and stained with pink and blue and red eyeshadow. It's a hot mess, but she managed to make this really, really adorable, and I really appreciate her sending me this. So I own a lot of duochrome eyeshadows. I have a lot in palettes. I have a lot just in my collection as a whole, but I just wanted to show you guys some single highlighters and some single shadows here today. And I think I'm gonna do a part 2 where I show you guys all of my duochromes that are in my palettes. I have so many that if I were to do it in one video, this video would be like 30 minutes long, and my last video was like 35 minutes long, so I'm not trying to take up too much of your guys' time here, so I think I'm just going to split it into 2 separate videos. But before I get started showing off all of my duochromes, I think it's important to let you guys know what exactly duochromes are, because not everyone knows. So duochromes are basically eyeshadows or highlighters or some kind of makeup product that shifts from one color to another. When you're looking straight forward and you're wearing, say, a duochrome pink and gold eyeshadow, when you're looking straight forward, you will see the pink, and when you turn your face and kind of let the sunlight hit it, you will see the gold. So it basically shifts from one color to another depending on what area of light is hitting the actual shadow or highlighter itself. But let's go ahead and jump right on into the big pans in here, which are my duochrome highlighters, and these are some of my absolute favorites, and I cannot wait to show them to you guys. Some of these have been seen before on my channel, but they're just so incredibly loved that I have to show them again. But the first duochrome highlighter that I have is this guy up here by Looxi Beauty, and this is the shade Stripped. Now this is like an iridescent duochrome highlight, so it definitely still has the duochrome shift, but because it has a white base, it has a bit of an iridescence to it as well. And this is a beautiful, like, hot pink duochrome white highlighter. It is so stunning. It can get a little bit ashy looking on my cheeks, but I have to just kind of use it sparingly, but it really does give a very strong white to pink effect. The second highlighter in the row here is from Clionadh Cosmetics, and this is the shade Fuse. Now this is essentially the same thing as Stripped, except instead of having a pink shift, it has a peach shift. So it's like an iridescent white base with a beautiful, strong peachy shift, and you can really see it when you turn your face and you get the sunlight on your cheeks. You can see this baby from like miles away. The third guy down the line here is the shade Daybreak by Clionadh Cosmetics, and I believe this one may have been limited edition, but it is so freaking stunning. It is absolutely beautiful as an eyeshadow, and that's primarily what I use it for. But it is a gorgeous iridescent white highlighter, and it has a yellow and a pink shift to it with some yellow and pink glitter throughout the actual highlighter itself. Now if you're not into glittery highlights, you might not like this, but I think it looks absolutely stunning on the face, and I think it is so beautiful as an eyeshadow. I wear it all the time as an eyeshadow or an inner corner highlight or a brow bone highlight. It is absolutely fantastic, and it's so unique. I mean, you can see in the pan here, you can see half of it is kind of like a pinky, peachy iridescence, and the other half of it is like a yellowy, greeny iridescence. It's really, really cool. So moving on to the second row of highlighters here. This baby right here I have shown on my channel before, and this is the shade Sweet Tart by Clionadh Cosmetics. If you can't tell, I love Clionahd's duochromes. But this is a beautiful peach-based highlighter, and it has an iridescent violet kind of purpley shift to it. It is so freaking stunning. stunning. It is absolutely gorgeous on the cheeks. You really see that peach iridescence when you're looking straight forward, but then when you turn your face, you see a gorgeous iridescent-y blue kind of violet situation. And that might sound a little bit intimidating, but to me, it's actually very wearable because it does have that peach undertone. And when you're looking straight forward, you see a lot of that peachy kind of iridescent pinky vibe. And then when you turn your face, you get just a nice little kiss of purple. And the second one in the row here might look familiar to some of you guys who have been with me for a while. And as you can see, she is extremely well loved. And this is also from Colourpop Cosmetics. This is my absolute favorite highlight in the entire planet. I own 3 of these. 3 pans of this highlight. I'm not even kidding. I know I'm insane, but I bought backups because I love it so freaking much. And as you can see, I've hit pan on it. When has anyone ever hit pan on a highlighter? Everyone's always saying, oh, well, I have all these highlighters and I'm never going to use them. I'm never going to hit pan. Do you see how much pan I have here? That's insane. But this is the infamous shade Popping Rocks by Clionadh. I love this. It's absolutely beautiful. It is the most perfect pink and gold highlight. It looks pink when you're looking straight forward, and then when you turn your face, you see this gorgeous gold shift. These highlighters are just so gel-like and smooth. I mean, you put your finger into it and it just feels like butter. And these are like $14. They're extremely inexpensive. So yeah, I have some of these on standby in case I actually use this pan up. And I am anticipating that I'll probably end up using up this entire pan probably by the end of winter at the rate that we're going here. And the last duochrome highlighter is actually not a single, it's actually a pan of highlight that I got from Ofra. This is the Oprah and Nikkietutorials collab in the shade Cloud 9. But I wanted to show this off because this is one of my absolute favorite highlighters. I think this is my second favorite behind Poppin' Rocks by Clionadh. As you can see, this shade looks very similar to some of the ones that I've already shown you, and it's actually very close to Looxi Beauty's Strip. So if you've been looking at the Ofra highlighter and you don't want to spend the 35 bucks, go over to Looxi and purchase Strip for $7.50 because it's a great deal. But there is a difference between the two. Now this highlight has a white iridescent base to it, and it has a gorgeous like hot pinky shift to it that you can really see on the cheeks. I mean, they are not playing when they came with the pink hair, which I am all here for because I love pink. But this highlight is actually a little bit more suitable in my opinion for more skin tones other than like light and fair light as the Looxi Beauty one is. As I said earlier, it can get a little bit ashy on me and look a little bit kind of washed out and kind of like a white cast, but this one doesn't look like a white cast on my cheeks at all. And I think it's because it has a little bit more of that pink undertone to it, so you don't really see much of the white. You kind of just see like a light pink shift to like a hot pink. But it's absolutely beautiful. The formula is stunning. It is blinding. It is bright. I absolutely adore this guy. So those are the duochrome highlighters that I wanted to show off and showcase here for you guys. So now let's just jump right on in to the eyeshadows. And I'm gonna go like row by row by row and then just do the bottom row as well here. So I know it's a little confusing, but this is just the way that I chose to go today. So the first duochrome eyeshadow that I wanted to show you guys is one that a lot of people are familiar with and one that many people who may not even be into duochromes actually might already have in their collection. And this is the shade Voltage by Makeup Geek, which is a very popular shade here on YouTube, or at least it used to be back when people used Makeup Geek. I don't know, but I really love this. It's a beautiful like iridescent-y gold, but it has a really strong yellow undertone to it, and I think it's absolutely beautiful as an inner corner and a brow bone highlight. It's going to be very bright, very intense, very in your face. You can really see that yellow undertone, but it's beautiful nonetheless. And sorry if I'm a little bit shaky and I'm like moving this guy around a little bit. Everyone is always complaining at me that I move around too much when I show off my eyeshadow palettes or like when I'm trying to show you guys something. But I don't have anything to like prop it up here on. If I could, I would, but I'm a very expressive person when I talk. Like I move around quite a lot and I think that people have noticed that. So I apologize. I'm trying to keep it under wraps here and keep everything as still as possible, but I kind of forget that I'm moving my hands around so much. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. I'm not trying to make you dizzy. I'm sorry if I do. I'm trying to keep everything under control, but if I get a little bit off the path, I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyway, the second duochrome that I wanted to show you guys is by Touch of Glam Beauty, which is the second guy up here. This is a beautiful champagne duochrome that has a pink and a green undertone, and it has has some pink and green sparkle to it as well, but they're very subtle, so it mostly looks champagne, but then when you turn your face in certain lights or get under certain lights, you can see a little bit of a greeny undertone, and then in other lights you can see a little bit of a pinky undertone. It's very, very beautiful, and I didn't even tell you guys the name of it. It is called Sweet Nectar. So moving on down the line here, this is one of my absolute favorite shades of duochromes that I own in my collection. This is by Chaos Makeup, and it is in the shade Watermelon. It is so freaking beautiful, and it resembles a watermelon actually very well, because it starts out as kind of like a warm baby pink, if you will, and then it has a light green shift to it, and you can really see that pink to green shift super well, which is surprising because pink and green are like not even close to each other, but you can really see a differentiation. Is that even a word? Differentiation. I don't know. English. But you can really see a difference in the two colors just depending on what light you're in. Moving right down the row here, we have this beautiful pink duochrome, which is by Looxi Beauty, and it is in the shade Tesla. And this shade is kind of similar to Watermelon, but it has way more of a hot pink, kind of hot Barbie pink undertone to it. It's basically like a Barbie pink base, and it has this beautiful aqua kind of periwinkle blue shift to it that you can really see. It's super strong, just like Watermelon. I think that these two are just so freaking beautiful. If you are into pinks and you want to dip your toes into duochromes, these two are a very good place to start. So jumping on to the third row over here, we have the shade Flower Child by Looxi Beauty, which is very similar to Watermelon, but everything's a little bit more muted than Chaos Beauty's Watermelon. As you can see, this eyeshadow starts out with a kind of mauvey, rosy toned, mid-toned base, and it has a kind of mossy green shift to it. So it's not nearly as bright or as colorful as Watermelon by Chaos Beauty, but it has a similar color scheme. It's just way more toned down and much more earthy looking. It's really beautiful, and I love it nonetheless. And the final shade in this little section over here is the shade Prophecy by Colourpop Cosmetics. This shadow is basically a trichrome. You can see 3 different colors in this eyeshadow, especially when you're in different lights. It starts out as a kind of orangey base, and then it has a pink and a gold shift, but you can really see the orange to gold to pink shift when you're underneath bright lights. It is absolutely beautiful, and Clionadh has a lot of duochromes that I absolutely love. I could only just fit so many in this palette. So let's go ahead and jump right on into this little trio in the center here, which I know it's kind of confusing, and I'm sorry, but this guy is what I'm going to start out with. And this is a very well-known duochrome shade as well, which is also by Makeup Geek, and this is in the shade I'm Peachless. This shade is absolutely beautiful. It's like an iridescent tan base, if you will, and it has this gorgeous, super strong, like orangey peach undertone, and you can really see the shift when you're in light. It is so freaking stunning. It's not as blinding or as metallic as some of these other shades that I've shown you. It's a bit more satiny, but it is really beautiful on the eyes. And then let's talk about these two little babies in the corner here. These are both from Clionadh Cosmetics, and they're both duochromes, of course. And these are just some samples that I got that they sent to me when I ordered some stuff. So I appreciate them sending me a few extra goodies. I always really think that's sweet of companies when they do that. But this beautiful, like, goldy iridescent blue green is the shade Eye of Newt, which is from their duochrome collection. And as I said, it's a gorgeous, like, goldish green, but it has a little bit of like a teal reflect to it. It is so beautiful. I recently used it in a tutorial, in my Oscar the Grouch tutorial to be exact. Still not really sure what that was all about, but nonetheless it happened. But it is so freaking stunning and so metallic and so bright on the eye. I absolutely love this shade, and it's super unique as well. Now the little baby next to it is the shade Calx, which is also by Clionadh Cosmetics, and is a beautiful, like, periwinkle kind of tealish blue that has a gorgeous pinky purple shift to it, and you can really see it in the light. Their duochromes are just absolutely spectacular, and Clionadh actually has their duochromes on hold right now because they've been waiting to get some pigments in, but luckily, according to an Instagram post that I saw on their Instagram from a few weeks ago, it looks like their duochromes are going to be coming back in stock very soon. So if you've been wanting some of these, hang tight because they will probably have them up very soon within the next couple months. So definitely go over to their Instagram to find out more information if you are interested in picking up some of the duochromes. My arm is getting like super tired here. Whew. I'm trying to keep everything as still as possible, but this is giving me like juvenile arthritis over here. Ow. I already have problems with my hands because I'm a dental assistant, but this is just making it harder. So moving on to the last row here, let's get started with this guy in the corner, and this is by Knobloch Cosmetics. By the way, have you guys seen their new palette that they're coming out with? Because I'm absolutely 175% getting that. Holy Lord, is that beautiful or what? That's besides the point. Okay, anyway, back to the duochrome. This is the shade Pegasus by Knobloch Cosmetics. Now this shade is definitely a lot more tame than a lot of the ones that I've shown you guys. This is very satiny and it's not super reflective or metallic, but it has this gorgeous like pale lilac undertone to it that shifts to a very light gold. It's really, really beautiful. It's really good for someone who doesn't want to go, say, with watermelon up here, which is a really, really strong like baby pink green duochrome. It's really good for someone who just wants a duochrome that's a little bit more subtle and a little bit more wearable, if you will. But it is beautiful. Knobloch has an amazing formula, and I think that if you've been wanting to like jump into duochromes but you don't want to go for something that's super bright, this is definitely your way to go. So the next shade that I wanted to show you guys is this shade Mirage by Looxi Beauty. You guys have probably heard me talk about this a few times. I went ahead and purchased this guy because I saw that Looxi Beauty compared this shade to one of the beautiful duochromes that are in the Pat McGrath palettes. I believe it was like the Pat McGrath Mothership 1 or the Mothership 2. It was one of the first ones that she came out with, and they swatched them next to each other and they looked almost identical. So I was sold, and if Looxi Beauty has any more shades in their collection that they've swatched next to Pat McGrath shades, please, please, please let me know, because I am always looking for dupes for the Pat McGrath duochromes. But nonetheless, this is a gorgeous bronze-based duochrome, and it has a bluish and a really strong pink undertone. Basically, when you're looking straight forward, it looks bronze, but then when you turn your face, you can basically see like an aqua kind of shift that shifts also into a pink. It's really, really weird, but really, really unique, and it's absolutely gorgeous on the eyes. And I'm really impressed with Looxi because they were able to dupe out one of those beautiful duochromes from the Pat McGrath palettes, which seems to be pretty hard because, trust me, I've been looking. Now, moving on to the next shade, this is also by Looxi Beauty, and this is the shade Frostbite. As you can see, this is a beautiful, like iridescent white light blue that shifts to a mid-toned, super bright aqua blue. It is absolutely stunning on the eyes. I mean, if you want someone to notice your eyes first and you want a really attention-grabbing makeup look, this is the way to go. It is really beautiful, really reflective. The duochrome is very strong. Even though they're both two shades of blue, you can differentiate the two and you can see that duochrome shift really well. Second to last here, we have another shade by Looxi Beauty, and this is the shade Duper Star. As you can see, this guy speaks for himself. He is absolutely gorgeous. It is this beautiful like pinky purple base that shifts to an aqua kind of periwinkle blue, and that purple to blue shift you can see really well on the eyes as well. And finally, this is a bonus shade, and I've included this in one of my videos recently as well, but I think it's a beautiful duochrome, so I wanted to include it. And this is the shade Lotus from the Lorac Mega Pro 4, and I just depotted it, but this is a beautiful iridescent white that shifts to a lilac purple. I didn't have any single shadows that were like this, surprisingly, so I knew I wanted to include one to kind of round this palette out. So if you have the Lorac Mega Pro 4 at home and you haven't reached for the shade Lotus, my suggestion is to open that bad boy immediately and try Lotus on the inner corner or on the eyes or as a face highlight. It is freaking beautiful and you will not regret it. But those are all of the duochromes that I wanted to show you guys out of my single shadow duochrome highlighter and duochrome eyeshadow collection. As I said, I'm probably going to be doing like a part 2 to this and talk about my duochromes that I have in palettes, because I have a lot and that would have been a very long video and a lot to talk about here. And as I said earlier, I think I've developed juvenile arthritis in this hand now from holding that palette. But please do let me know down in the comments what are some of your favorite duochromes. What are some that you don't think that I have in my collection that you think I should try, because I am on the hunt always for duochrome eyeshadows, so I will take all the suggestions I can get. But with that being said, that is going to be wrapping up this video. I do hope that you consider subscribing if you have not already. I am doing all sorts of makeup goodness happening here on this channel, so if you are not already subscribed and you would like to be, I would love to see you hit that button down below. I do also hope that you consider giving this video a big old thumbs up and turning on the notification bell if you want to know when I am posting, because YouTube will not let you know otherwise. I mean, they are just like completely slacking on letting people know anyway, but nonetheless, if you want to stay informed, go ahead and ring that bell. But I hope that you are having an absolutely amazing and beautiful day wherever you are, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye!